Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 3 different legends that you absolutely need to be abusing right now. Because these legends don't have super high pick rates, but they have amazing potential for you and your team, whether you're solo, duo, or a trio. But guys, there is so much to learn in Apex that sometimes you might be a little bit confused on where to start. But lucky for you, there's the GameLeap website. Over there we have top level coaches who have been to the top ranks. They've played against the best of the best. They've gained a ton of knowledge in doing so. And now they're making the best, most highly informative guides to make you the best player you can possibly be. It doesn't matter if you're looking for legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, or anything else because we've got it over there. So click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, now with that out of the way, let's hop right into things. And the first legend that we have to talk about is probably the most slept on legend in the game, and that is Newcastle. Now Newcastle at the time of writing this script has a 1.1% pick rate across the board in Apex. That is the lowest pick rate out of any of the legends right now. And it's actually quite confusing because he has the most utility right now as a support legend. Loba's Black Market is really good right now, I'm not gonna lie, but Newcastle has so many tricks in his bag that you can just be whipping out left, right, and center that it's hard to deny how good of a legend he actually is. You have his passive, which allows you to revive a teammate while dragging them out of danger with a shield in front of them. So if they go down in a really bad spot, it doesn't matter because if you have like a purple knockdown shield or even a gold knockdown shield, you are able to put such a big wall in front of them because that's a lot of health that they have to spray through in order to get to you or your teammate to thirst them. And not only are you putting that wall in front of them, but you're also dragging them away from the danger. So as soon as they get up, they're now behind cover. So even if they did die in a really bad spot, you are still okay. And then we have his tactical, which is essentially a better Gibraltar bubble in some situations because it can move, it can turn, it can pivot, it can file your taxes for you. It's so multifunctional and so amazing. You want to push a building, but there's a lot of open space that you need to cross? Cool, throw down one of these tacticals, move it towards the building and run behind it. The enemy team, if they're not paying as much attention, are going to have to spray through it, and if they're not team shotting it, it's a lot of health they have to go through. You want to give your team a little bit of breathing room while somebody's throwing a bunch of nades at you? Cool, throw this down and pivot it towards wherever the grenades are landing. Or maybe you want to stop a team from kicking your door down while you're healing behind it. If you throw this in the right spot, it can stop them from doing that. I cannot stress how good of a tactical this actually is. And we haven't even talked about his bread and butter yet, his ultimate. This thing is probably one of my favorite ultimates in the game right now because it allows you to play Newcastle a lot more aggressive than other supports. Newcastle already has fortified, so he takes a lot more shots to take down than everybody else. But typically fortified characters can't get out of fights, but Newcastle can. So you can play split as Newcastle, be a lot more aggressive, have the reduced damage, and then when the enemy team tries to force a fight with you, you can then jump back to your team and be perfectly safe. You're able to take off angles, you're able to take different positions in fights, you're able to do so much because if worse comes to worse, you just jump back to your team and now you're with them and you're all safe and you have new cover to play. He's such a strong legend right now. If you guys are a support player, I highly recommend checking him out. But now let's talk about the second character, and that is going to be Vantage. Now Vantage also has a really low pick rate with 2.1% right now. But again, don't understand why because of how good she is. Now I do want to start with the drawback of Vantage. Yes, I understand her hitbox is very big for not having fortified. It is a little wonky, I'm not going to deny that. But if you actually play around her hitbox and understand you are a little bit bigger and not put yourself into smaller corridors or stuff like that if you don't have to, her hitbox isn't actually as big of an issue as people make it out to be. But she allows you to do so many different things in a game, it's ridiculous. Her passive gives you so much information by just looking at someone. You can see what kind of armors they have, you can see how many people are alive, you can tell if you want to take a fight just by looking at someone, because if you see just one person running around, you can tell, hey, that actually is a rat, I do want to go fight them, or that's a team of triple red armors and we all have white armors, maybe we're not going to take this fight. Information in Apex is so important, and you guys really have to understand that. But like I said with Newcastle, being able to get out of fights is extremely important, and she can do that as well with her tactical. critical. Echo is such an amazing ability. This is so much fun to use. It's so multi-purposeful. You can get out of ultimates with this. You can get high ground with this. You can get new angles with this. You can just scout around. You can use Echo to launch you into the air and look around and see if anybody's near you. Now, it is a little bit louder than I would like it to be because a lot of people will hear you repositioning before a fight or during a fight, so they know that it's going to be a cooldown, but that's a very minor drawback for how many advantages this does actually give you. And to tie this all together, she has a ridiculously strong ultimate. Now, the sniper rifle is broken beyond belief for one good reason. It gives you flexibility on your loadouts. You are not forced into one specific playstyle. It does not matter if you are solo queuing or not, you can do whatever your team needs to do. If they want to sit zone and poke people at long range, you can do that, and you don't have to waste ammo because it just comes back naturally. Or if you want to be highly aggressive on edge, you can run shotgun SMG because if you do end up getting in a longer range battle, you can just pull out your sniper rifle. Vantage has so much flexibility with her loadouts, it's ridiculous. It does not matter what you want to do, she can do it. This is actually one of my go-to legends when I solo queue, and I do solo queue quite often and see a ton of results with Vantage because of how good she actually is, and it blows my mind how low her pick rate is. But now the last legend we gotta talk about is Mad Maggie. Now Maggie has a 2.9% pick rate right now. Now 2.9% isn't super low, it's actually kind of middle of the pack right now. So a lot of people might be saying, well, why is she slept on? Because 2.9% is low for how good she is. She should be one of the top picked legends right now because she makes so many situations so much better. How many times have you been fighting somebody and they get away with just the tiniest sliver of health and you just wish that you could do like one extra damage to them to get them down? Well, as soon as they dip behind cover, think that they're safe, guess what? You riot drill them, you get the knock, you can focus on the 3v2 now. Her riot drill also makes a ton of different spots just unplayable because it's a very good fear tool. Some people won't want to group up and play as a death ball with their team because if they group up, they're just going to get riot drilled and they're going to be screwed. It's a very solid deterrent for teams to stop playing together. And you can also split people up because if somebody's trying to run behind terrain to get to their team, you riot drill it, you slow them down. Now her passive to some people is a little bit underwhelming, but right now shotguns are in such a very solid state. The PK is ridiculously strong right now and it goes so well with her passive. Having that little bit of extra movement while being armed with a shotgun is so good in a lot of really close range fights. Movement in Apex is very key. Being able to outmaneuver an enemy while you're in a fight with them is very strong. And I also do want to mention her ultimate because the Wrecking Ball is not only a good disruption tool, but it's also a good movement tool. It comes back so quickly. It's one of the fastest charging ults in the game. So if you're running around, you can just throw the Wrecking Ball out, get to a spot faster, and just get around the map. You can find new people to fight so efficiently with her. Or if you want to initiate a fight, you throw a Wrecking Ball at somebody. It breaks off doors, it breaks Gibraltar bubble. There's so many different things that it does break, and it allows you to get really good openings on teams. And if they get hit by it, it stuns them for a while. They're shell shocked, they're just free kills. Or because it has so many different uses, if a fight's not going your way and you need to get out, you just throw it and run behind it. The speed boost allows you to get out of a fight a lot quicker than people actually understand. These three legends are so slept on right now, but let me know your favorite slept on legend in the comments down below. And if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.